Brighter than the fucking sun. It's not my day. My tripod decided to obliterate itself, so working with what we got right now. On the bright side though, I went to Taco Bell again. The guy complimented me and then he gave me an apple strudel for free. I think it's an apple strudel. It smelled like apples. Apparently I'm just having a lot of fun listening to myself talk. This is gonna be another long story-ish type of video. I've been having a lot of fucked up dreams lately and I want to tell you guys about them. By the way, thank you H for the phone case. He gave me this a while ago. Well, he didn't give it to me. I asked him if I could have it because it was sitting on his desk, but thanks H. So I have a pretty long list of dreams that I want to share with you guys. I don't know what's been sparking these, but they're weird. Like, they're weird. I think right now when this video goes up, I'm actually in Texas, so this is like pre-recorded, so hey future me. So I had a dream. This one's pretty short and sweet. I had a dream that Liza Koshy was being kidnapped. There were cameras in the house that I could see from my phone. So I was watching on my phone Liza Koshy being kidnapped. That's all I really remember about the dream. She got kidnapped and I woke up. I am reading some of these and I don't understand. What do I mean? Okay, this was a really recent dream. Like this was either last night or the night before last night, but this was terrifying. I was at a party and it was me and one of my friends. I don't remember if it was Kayla or if it was somebody else. And then there were a couple guys there and there was this one guy who wouldn't leave me alone. And he kept asking if I would just cuddle with him. Like all he wanted to do was just like cuddle with me. And I kept saying no because I was like, weird. So he grabbed my phone at one point, and so when I went to grab my phone, reached over his body and then he like grabbed me, and so I just kind of like lay there with him. So then we started cuddling, but then he roofied me and he roofied himself. Like he roofied both of us, but we both knew, like I knew I was getting roofied. And then we just laid there. There was a fuzz, sorry, I wasn't using my hands to express anything, surprisingly. So he roofied both of us and we just kind of laid there together and we cuddled. And then I kept trying to get up to leave to go with my friends, and every time I would get up I would just keep falling over. I mean, I was drugged, so like I don't know what I expected, although it was a dream, so. But every time I would get up I would just keep falling again and falling, and then I just laid back down with this random guy that I willingly let roofie me. This dream was actually really sad to me. Like it made me sad. When I woke up I was sad. So I went over to my mom's house, and apparently I hadn't seen my mom in a really long time, or had been a while since like any of my family had gone over to see her. And there was another family that had moved in to my mom's house, and I don't know if she was like married to the person and then their entire family moved in, or if it's just like a random family that moved into the house with her. And like in my mom's house in real life, like not in a dream, we have pictures all over the house of like the kids and all of us. I mean, obviously. I feel like most people have pictures of the family everywhere. But when we walked in, she had taken all of the photos of her children down, and they were just photos of like her new family everywhere. And like there were still pictures of her and there were still pictures of the family, but like all of us were gone. It was like we didn't exist anymore. While we were sitting in the living room, because we were all kind of uncomfortable because we were like, this isn't even our home anymore. Like we're not even welcome here. And like my mom wouldn't come downstairs. My mom was upstairs with her new family and we were all downstairs just like waiting for somebody to come greet us or somebody to come say hi to us. And then this nasty ass ugly dog comes down the stairs and starts barking at us. And so all of us were just like, we should probably leave. And so as we got up to leave, the dog came over and the dog sat on me and I couldn't breathe. And then I woke up like gasping because I couldn't breathe because a fat dog sat on me in my dream. This one was kind of scary. I mean, it's scary in context, but when I was having the dream, I don't think I was that scared until the very end. So there was this party and I was in this one room of this house that was completely underwater. Like I was just sitting so casually in this room, and there were people in the next room over, which I'm assuming was the kitchen, and they were trying to make grilled cheese, but it was like a scavenger hunt to find the cheese for the grilled cheese. So these people come into the underwater room and they ask me if I have the cheese. I said no, and then I continue to help them find the cheese. So I leave that little room and we go on the scavenger hunt together. Apparently we made the grilled cheese, or we succeeded in our mission to find the cheese, but I left the house, and as I was walking home I could hear these people all around me, almost like they were announcing everything, and it sounded almost like a radio show, but I wasn't listening to a radio, so it was just all these voices that I could hear around myself. It sounded like they were commentating what was going on. And once I got home I looked in the mirror. The whole first part of the dream where I was like underwater and then we went to look for cheese was in like second person, is it second person or third person point of view, where I could see myself and I was like me, like I looked normal. But then all of a sudden when I got back to like my apartment or my house, wherever, it was in first person point of view. And so I looked in a mirror and I just had this black hair. I looked very emo, which I've been through an emo phase, so like I know that it's not cute on myself, sorry. And as I'm looking in the mirror, I can still hear these voices commentating. So I open up my window and the voices get so much louder, so I made a comment to them because I can now see these people. There's like a group of guys sitting in a garage, like directly down, and as I'm talking to them, telling like, I can hear you, everything you're saying, they all start to get up and they all start to like climb up my house or apartment and then try to climb through my window. That's when I woke up. I don't even want to know what would happen if these men got through my window. I mean, I don't know if anything bad would have happened, but I watch a lot of Law & Order, so I can only imagine. This one makes no sense to me. I remember briefly the very end of the dream, but this is what I wrote. Going to pool, boat arena, and taking a train type thing. Oh wait, I think I do remember. We went to get on a boat. It was me and a random group of people. Like, I don't even know if I recognize a lot of the people in this dream. We got on a boat, and as we got on the boat, it turned into a tram. And then all of a sudden, like when you looked out of the windows, it wasn't water and it wasn't the ocean, but it was like walls, like brick walls, like we were on a train. And then I walked through one of the cars and I got onto an elevator. And when I got in the elevator, I started talking to this guy. And then when the elevator went up, we got off and we were back on a boat. But this time when we got off of the elevator, it was almost like a water park. Like, it's so hard to explain. I wish you guys could see the things in my mind because I can so vividly imagine what it looked like, but I cannot describe it to you for the life of me, surprisingly, because I'm pretty good at expressing things, but I can't. It was like, not a staircase, but it was like a ramp, and then another ramp, and then another ramp, but it was all water splashing down the whole thing. So like people were like sliding down it, and there were different railings and stuff that you could like hold on to if you needed to just like walk back up. So weird. And then at the very top of all of these ramps, there was like a port, or not a port, like a dock almost, where you could get off of the boat, and people would have different stops, almost like a bus stop, like where it's just all of these different stops in the water that this just random fucking boat makes. So when me and this guy got off of the elevator, we started walking, and this girl like runs up to me and she starts talking to me, and we're just having like a casual conversation. They scream out for her and they were like, hey, your stop, like you're gonna miss your stop. So she starts walking away, and then she turns to me and she's like, wait, let me give you my phone number so we can get in contact. And then her phone number was 26. Almost missed her stop to give me phone number, in parentheses, 26. I think this easily has to be the weirdest one, or like the most trippy almost. I hate the word trippy, but I feel like it goes really well with this story. I made a dreams video a really long time ago about this reoccurring dream that I would have as a child, where I was like running upside down in the sky on a wheelbarrow, and it was the scariest shit to me. Like I would wake up screaming. Like that dream traumatized me as a child. But I had this dream the other night where I was in the sky, I was on this platform, and I was so scared to jump off of the platform because I just figured once I jumped off, I would fall to the ground and I would die. And so these people were telling me, they were like, no, trust us, walk off the platform and you'll see. And I was like, no, it is called gravity, my friend. I am not walking off of this platform because I am not tumbling to earth and dying. So they kept telling me, they were like, no, it's not what you think. You're in the sky, it's completely different laws than it is, you know, when you're on the ground. And so I was like, these people are insane. It was basically like I either stepped off of the platform or I stayed there for the rest of my life. So I stepped off of the platform and I started falling, like no shit, but I never hit the ground. It was like you would basically be floating or falling forever, but you would never die. I don't know, it's almost like space, but you would just like float around space. I mean, I know you die in space, but like, you know what I mean, where you just like float around and it's like, holy shit. But like if you fell off this platform, you wouldn't die. As long as you couldn't see the ground, basically, you would never hit the ground, if that makes sense. So like if you were like 100 feet in the air and you could still see the ground and you fell off the platform, you would tumble to the ground. But if you were like, I don't know how high you are to not see the ground anymore, but if you were really high in the air and you could not see the ground from where you were on the platform, you would never fall to the ground. I don't know if I ever told this in my last one. I'm looking at all of the notes I've ever written. I love English. I'm looking over all of the notes I've written about my weird dreams, and I have this one. I don't think I've ever told this one before, but I remember it pretty vividly. So we were driving to the airport with my brother, and my brother for some reason decided to pick up these girls because he wanted to sell them. I'm like, I don't know if that means like sex trafficking or, I mean, I don't know what else it would mean. But my brother wanted to pick up these girls to sell them. And once he picked them up, I told him, I was like, I'm out. Like, I do not want to be a part of this. Like, you can't do this. So I tried to get out of the car. So he told me, you can be out, you can leave. You don't have to be a part of this. But everybody else in this car right now has to be in or they're dead. Like, I will kill them. So as I'm about to get out of the car, we were driving over like this huge bridge. And I told him, I was like, I hope this car falls. And at that moment, shocker, the car hits the railing on the side of the bridge and we all fall out. And as we're falling, I grabbed onto the rails and my hand started to slide, so then I let go. And as I'm falling, it was like we fell past my house. So I grabbed onto my windowsill and my hands are still cut from before. So like my hands were like just digging into the windowsill. I know I can't feel pain in a dream, but like, ow. So I pulled myself inside of my house and Kayla was there. I'm not really sure why. So I got in and I woke up Kayla and I was like, Kayla, this is what's going on. And then we woke up my dad and told my dad that my brother was trying to be a pimp, basically. And those are all the weird dreams I've had recently. I've been trying to keep track as much as possible. That's why I write down the dumbest shit. I wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, oh my God. And so I take my phone and I'm like, and then nothing makes sense. I'm trying, okay? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. It's only been 17 minutes of me filming. I just feel like all my videos I've been filming for 40 minutes. Like this doesn't feel long enough, even though I'm fine. I'm just used to talking more than this. I want to keep talking. I want to keep talking to you guys. I love you guys. See ya.